Welcome to Modern Home Masterminds with Bespoke Brokers. I'm Shauna Glazier, designated broker and owner.
And I'm Brittany Williamson, associate broker. Shauna and I are Bespoke Real Estate, but we're also your guides to modern luxury across the entire state of Arizona.
Each week we chat with masterminds shaping the modern spaces. Do you want to get a behind-the-scenes look at your design build team's processes? Well, open communication and teamwork will lead you to a successful project.
From architects to builders, designers, and more, let's explore the art of modern living together.
All right, welcome back. Have you ever walked into a space where it felt like every detail was perfectly attuned to you? Well, today we're joined with Kylie Wolfe of Wolfe Studios, and she's going to talk about how she creates interiors that feel deeply personal, and unmistakably elevated.
That's right. Kylie is the founder and principal of Wolfe Studios, a full-service interior design firm based right here in Phoenix that specializes in luxury residential interiors and bespoke renovations. A Phoenix native, Kylie's global travels shaped her deep appreciation for textiles, materials, and cultural details that she brings into her work. After leading design teams and working on high-end residential renovations in San Francisco, Kylie returned home to launch Wolfe Studios, where her mission is to craft thoughtful, holistic, and curated spaces that make clients feel seen, understood, and at peace.
All right, welcome, Kylie.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining us. Yeah. Well, you have such a rich background. Can you walk us through what initially drew you to interior design and maybe your journey from like global travels to how, founding Wolfe Studios?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started out, went to University of Oregon. They didn't have an interior design program, but I knew that's what I wanted to do. So instead, I double majored in French and Italian because I was like, I just want to like travel and party and have fun. So I studied in Lecce, Italy, and then Aix-en-Provence, France. And graduated, moved to San Francisco, was doing visual merchandising for a retailer there, and was like, okay, I got to get into design. Who would hire me? I'm like, oh, a startup. They don't look for degrees. Like they'll just take me. So I found an e-design startup in the city and kind of worked my way up there. Was managing designers as well as kind of moonlighting for our celebrity designers, which they're not in business anymore. So I can say this now. But essentially someone would like buy a e-design package with Celery Kimball. And really, it was me. It was 22-year-old me designing like celery. And then we would just send it to their office for a green light. And they always said yes. And that's really how I like learned to love it.
So were you researching these designers behind the scenes, trying to figure out how would have they designed this space?
100%. It was imitation by design. That's how I was learning. I would like learn their portfolio, kind of start to understand their aesthetic. And then I would try to replicate it. And it was such a great way to kind of learn how to do it. It was just a copy.
That's a whole education in and of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, copy the best.
I know.
Just start there.
Yeah.
And nobody knows that you're doing it.
Totally.
So.
Like, is it ethical? I don't know, but it happened. And anyway, from there, I realized I really want to do like luxury residential and specialized. So I found a firm in the city that was just a single designer. I became her first employee, and together we kind of grew the business. And I learned everything from her and ended as a senior designer with like a design staff under me. Moved to Arizona in 2020, like many people, and realized like I want my own thing. I have a really strong vision for this. I feel like when you're in this type of career, you hit a limit where you're like, I've learned everything I can learn in this position. And I'm starting to realize my own aesthetic within this. Like I'm not imitating anymore. This is now becoming really organic. And that was kind of the point that pushed me into it's time to start your own company. And so, I opened Wolfe Studios and never looked back.
I love that journey. What a great story.
And you've been growing since then too, correct? You were talking about how you're moving your office.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been very strategic about growth. The growth is hard and hiring is hard, as I'm sure most people listening know. You definitely strike out a few times before you find your people. But I actually worked with a business coach earlier this year to really refine, what I'm looking for. And much like you guys, I want to stay small. My clients ask, who am I going to be working with when I hire you? I'm like, me. I have a support staff, but I'm the only designer on staff. So that helps me kind of remain doing what I love to do rather than managing people. And I kind of watched that at my last firm and realized, okay, that's not what I want. So I'm strategically very small and plan to remain small.
Very bespoke.
Yes. Yes, exactly. Well, let's talk a little bit about your travels and kind of how that inspires your design.
Yeah,
philosophy.
absolutely. So I feel like just educating your eye is the best way to steer away from trendiness and kind of phasing out. Like, I want to look at a design I did 5 years ago and still be like super psyched about it. So traveling in any way you can. I've been to Turkey, Morocco, Vietnam, and I've sourced from all those places. I have contacts in all those places, but you don't have to globetrot to be inspired. You can go in your own city, you can go in your own country, and just really like keep your eyes open, look out for things, kind of see small details. There's so much I've seen where I'm like, oh wow, that's so not my style, but how cool is that detail? And you start to adopt it, and that's how you can, I feel like you can elevate your aesthetic and stay really grounded so that everything you're doing, you're still gonna like what you did, you know, as the years go.
I can imagine there are certain materials that stand the test of time as well.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, natural materials always, but you know, you compare some pretty crazy natural materials together and not love it. So it's kind of like being quiet about it. How does it look together? What's the piece we're going to champion? And then let's keep everything else like very, very natural and quiet behind that.
I think more designers should be forced to travel for inspiration.
I agree.
Just to create things that are more timeless.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just like, I think Kelly Wursler said it. She's like, educate your eye in every way you can. You know, see new things, do new things, but just expose yourself.
Yeah. Can you walk us through your full service design process, like from the beginning to the end? Like what do clients, what should they expect to see when they hire you, or what's the experience?
Yeah. How much time do we have? It's a long process.
As much as you need.
So when someone inquires, we take the phone call. I always chat with them myself because it's pretty guttural for me who I take on. I have a desired scope, of course, but it's very much a vibe because I might be working with this person for 3 years. Like I need to like them. And so it's usually within a few minutes I can tell if I'm going to work with them or not, or if I'm going to say yes to the next meeting, right?
Yeah.
So assuming that goes well, I meet them on site, I walk the property, I kind of get their vibe in person. And that's like a design consultation, which I don't charge for, which I know is kind of polarizing in this industry. But I firmly feel like I'm interviewing them and they're interviewing me, and this needs to be mutual. They shouldn't feel stuck because I don't want to feel stuck. So assuming that all goes well, we send a contract, and then we do lots and lots of onboarding. So collecting all their assets, getting design questionnaires that are very in-depth about how they live, what they like, what rooms they, you know, spend their most time in, which rooms they don't. And that gives us a priority on budget as well. Like, okay, you don't care about this guest room. We're not going to put the dollars there, but you really care about your closet. You know, we'll put dollars there. So we do that, and then we do what's called a design discovery meeting. And so that's like super, super in-depth, me understanding where they lie aesthetically. So it's a bit of like finding our North Star for the project. So I'm exposing them to all sorts of styles that I've already kind of pre-thought of for them, like, oh, you seem like you would like this, or maybe they'll like this chair. And so it's a very quick taste test. I'm running through those images really fast just to get their initial reaction. Like, and a lot comes up in that meeting where, you know, you would never know to ask that, but they're like, I hate that kidney sofa because I hate kidney beans. It's like, all right, that's weird, but okay, you know, we're gonna avoid that. So it's just it's a great meeting for me to push them to their edges and understand where those edges lie. Like, how modern can we go? How traditional can we go? And from there, we create the actual design. So fleshed out with product, everything's selected. And I present them with one design for each room. I don't give them options. If they want to see additional options because something wasn't working, we'll always provide. But I feel that people hire designers because there's so many decisions that you have to make, and
It's overwhelming.
Yeah, you get decision fatigue. So I look at it as it's my job to make those choices for you based on all of the information you've given me and we've collected. And because we do so much on the upfront, we have very few revisions. Like most of our clients, we get a stamp of approval, like maybe, change out that lamp. But for the most part, we've done the due diligence up front. And then from there, we purchase, send to a warehouse, we install, and we install with a full accessory budget. If you love art and you're a connoisseur, we connect you with our galleries and we do a shop there. If not, we pick it for you. And we do everything from towels to dishware. We dry clean your sheets. Like you are ready to go, sleep in the house, eat your dinner there that night.
Wow.
Full service.
That's amazing. How long does it take that end kind of styling piece to finish up everything typically?
Not long. Like in a perfect world, I would have a full week. Depends on the house. But, we're asking people to not be home. So we can only kick them out of their own house for so long.
Yeah.
So we try to book it around a travel date they have or whatever. But it just depends on the size of the house. We have our full warehouse crew installing. We have art hangers come. I have my full staff, and we've already pre-shopped all the accessories. So if needed, we can do it in like 2 to 3 days, but a week is my favorite.
I love it.
I really appreciate how much time you spend getting to know the clients ahead of time.
Thank you.
I mean, it makes probably the whole process just so much smoother and
Yeah.
happier clients towards the end, that the designer is listening to them and curating for them and not necessarily what they think the space should be.
Yeah. It's intimate. Like people, this is their home. This is where they're vulnerable, and they're hiring someone here that's like you really need to trust that person, because I know all the details about all my clients because I have to. It's my job. So yeah, to me, it's like it's very important. This is the one place you go for reprieve from the world. So it better be good, and it better be a reflection of you.
Comfortable. It needs to be comfortable.
It needs to be comfortable. Yeah. You want to feel like it's your home.
Yeah.
Not,
A museum,
yeah, exactly.
unless you're into that sort of thing.
I know. We have some museum clients. Some
Yes.
people
Yeah.
find that
They do.
comfortable.
They do. They find it very comfortable.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your collaboration with architects and builders?
Yeah.
'Cause I know that's a really important piece of the
Yes,
puzzle.
absolutely. So my favorite projects ever are where the builder and the architect are both smarter and more creative than me. I love it. I learned so much on those jobs. There is so much knowledge they bring, and I'm very aware, like, although we're a technical firm, we do all of our drafting, all of our interior architecture when needed. There's just so much I don't know about architecture. There's so much I don't know about builds. And so every project is a massive opportunity. So I look at it more as the form of a triangle. You have designer, architect, builder, and we all are a team together with our specialties. And depending on like which point of the triangle the client hires first, typically refers out the other two. And I look at it as like, it's our job to be a team here and to problem solve behind the scenes, and really only bring it to client when there's like a aesthetic impact or a budget impact. And so working with those people that are super talented is amazing. I always do redline my architecture plans. And that's just because, I think designers are amazing at designing inside out, whereas architects are outside in. I might say, oh, it would be perfect if we added this window. And the client's like, yeah, I love it. And then the architect pulls up the facade and we're like, oh, actually that looks weird.
Yeah.
So it's so necessary to have that push and pull. And I think you get the best product when everybody is kind of elevating each other. But it's my job to really advocate for my client and their lifestyle, because we've learned so much about them. It's important for me to look at the architect and be like, actually, they don't entertain. We don't need this entire, ghost kitchen back here.
Right.
They actually really want this meditation room. They're into that. So that's where I manipulate and redline on architecture side. And then the build side, I love working with builders that are design forward. Like they already get what you're going for. And so they can kind of problem solve with you. How do we build this? Can this work? And that's always a really fun process because I'm like, I don't know, help me.
You're also saying ends up being a lot less hours billed if they have billed to you, if there's a builder that's qualified for the.
Absolutely. Yeah. The projects where there's just a misalignment with client and builder, our time billing is through the roof. And it's a bummer. And we always give our clients the option, like, we don't have to be involved at this point. We can step back if you've got a budget issue. And they're like, no, because the builder's not project managing, so I need you to. Yeah. So that is, like, I feel like we get hired a lot for our project management services. We're very kind of grassroots in how we do it. We're very much the client advocate, very responsive. But when we have a builder that's amazing and doesn't need that, it's a breeze for us. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think, and I mentioned earlier, it's just so key. I love your triangle. Like, it's key that people are hiring all three and not just one. Sometimes people will just hire a very talented architect and not like, you need all three people really working together.
Totally. Yeah.
Well, and the end product really shows that. We've been in some incredible architecture, but the interior is
Execution.
it's just like wasn't executed fully to what it could be.
In the end, if they did hire all three, they're probably saving money. They're probably saving time, and they're going to be a lot happier at the end.
Totally.
Even if it's a spec house, like if it's end user, they're definitely going to be happier. But even I think we see it a lot in our spec world that they lack in maybe hiring a sophisticated interior designer, and they just rely on maybe the architect doing that for them.
Totally. Yeah, and I get it. You know, there's a huge kind of shock factor to the price tag when you've got like three probably successful professionals on one job. Like, that can be intimidating. But most clients that understand that triangle have done it before, and they've felt the repercussions of not doing it correctly the first time. So I get it, but that is so much better.
Yeah. Well, and from our end, from the sales piece or resale piece, we see that when it's done correctly, they break records. You know?
You can feel it. You can feel a house that's like, when all pieces are talking to each other, architecture speaks to design, it's all flowing and there's a lot of synergy. And you can feel when there's not synergy. And people don't buy those homes because they're like, something's off. You know, it's like the interior designer didn't talk to the architect.
Or they pay less because then they have to bring you in.
To fix it. Totally.
For sure. Well, while we're on the topic of projects, can you show us some of your projects? Would you mind walking us through a few?
Yeah.
And please remember, not everybody's watching on YouTube, so some people are just listening. So if you'll describe what we're looking at, that would be great.
Absolutely. So this first image is a great room where it's a very kind of wabi-sabi feel, super minimalist. The architecture is modern. I love working with a nice modern shell and then warming it up with finishes. So this is actually a biophilic design, which just means like you're connected to nature. It's championing well-being, natural light, kind of your relationship with what's around you in the landscape. So one of the ways we did that was just continuity in materiality. So we have this like amazing Belgian limestone that's running all the way through from great room to patio. And so when those pivot doors are open, there is no threshold, you know, it's very indoor outdoor. And then we've got plaster walls. We've got that hearth actually is like a very, very old European step. That's limestone and it's hand chiseled. It's super cool.
I love it.
But yeah, this space is really fun because it was all pulled back. Like when I got the design, I understood that's the direction they were going. They were just kind of having some trouble implementing it. So it was really fun to like practice restraint with them when they wanted to add. It was like, no, I'm telling you, this will be so impactful. And it really is. That space just feels like you're outside. It feels good.
I think when we met you initially, you mentioned wabi-sabi, and that's the first time I'd heard that term.
Really?
So like looking it up, I love it.
I love wabi-sabi.
Apparently I like that design.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then this image is 2 floating vanities with a full glass wall to the exterior courtyard. This was an architectural decision, which I think was amazing. I love the floating factor.
It's gorgeous.
And then we've got, you know, a really nice thick miter on a Calcutta viola. We've got limestone floor floors. It's the same material as the patio, but we've just cut it up in a different shape and a different lay pattern. And then, yeah, those lights actually, when they're on, those are pebble lights from Ochre, but they just like kind of glow. There's no direct light on them.
I love the hanging lights next to the hanging mirror. Like, it's
Thank
really,
you. Yeah.
I do too. And it does feel like you're outside, but in a private space.
Yeah. It's like you really want to feel like you're at a spa. Who doesn't? Closet.
Your favorite?
My favorite. These are one of my favorite rooms to design. So in this image, we've got a really large closet that was already allocated architecturally. So what we did to kind of break it up is we made it into two moments. The floating viola vanity is actually suspended. So we have a mirror going behind it. It's not all the way to the wall. And then that's your shot when you're standing in the bathroom. That's what you see in your line of sight. And then if you continue through the closet, you'll see it's all kind of merchandised and set up in a way that feels very much like a store. So there is no doors on the cabinetry. It's all backlit. And I chose a very like moody kind of velvety plaster color, and we just did a tone match on the cabinets. So it's kind of a color wash in the whole room.
And that stone, it looks like that stone matches what the vanities were in the bathroom. I love that.
Yeah. So in that house in particular, but in all the houses we do, we identify our key materials, and that's our through line throughout the entire house. We don't try to introduce a new concept in every single room.
It feels very put together.
Thank you. And then this photo is actually of a super cozy living room. So it's very, very different stylistically. But again, you'll see the same through line of a Wolfe Studios aesthetic. Still kind of minimal, still wabi-sabi, your favorite. But we're working with the architecture here. This was an old historic home in Central Phoenix. And so we really just wanted to clean up the lines and add furniture in that felt really cozy and felt comfortable to this client.
Comfortable and cozy is exactly how I would describe that space.
Oh,
You just want to
thank
sit
you.
there and have a conversation.
Read a book.
Yeah. And then this photo is one of my favorite shots. It's an entry, but what you see in the reflection of the mirror is the office, and that's just off the entry. It's all lime wash. I'm a huge fan, if you can't tell. And same thing, color washed on the ceiling, walls, everywhere. And there's an amazing piece of art in this shot that's from a Spanish artist, and you see it reflected in the mirror. So I love that you kind of get both worlds. This entry is very clean, very simple, and then it's reflecting this like super sexy, moody room across the way.
Gorgeous.
Such a pretty space. Thanks for sharing those with us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. During our pre-podcast call, you mentioned that you're going after a new venture, doing something new. Can we dive into that? Are you ready to share that with listeners?
I'm ready.
All right.
So we are opening another arm of our business, and it's called Lobo. Which means wolf in Spanish. That's my last name. But it's also short for lookbook, which is essentially how the idea was born. So in that first biophilic house, we kind of landed in a place where it was a spec home. We needed furniture for the shoot, and we were able to pull something together to get the shots. But an idea was born of, what if we did a showroom in residence? So we have collectible design in a livable setting. We essentially use a spec home, likely 8 to 10 million or above. So it's that really high luxury caliber. And we're bringing in furniture from like very bespoke and small vendors. I called a bunch of my workrooms from New York and Philly and LA, and just reached out to see if they would be interested in this, because they're all looking to gain business in the Southwest, but it's hard to be in showrooms, and there's a lot involved in that. So the concept was born of, okay, what if we furnished the main spaces in a home with this incredible furniture that would be what we would actually spec if we got hired for this job, right? Because like that home, it could be $15 million. We don't want Crate and Barrel in a $15 million home.
Right.
That buyer's probably not going to want that. And so then they're going to need to hire a design firm and wait a year and a half and then get it furnished. So we're trying to sell the home furnished and really market towards agents like you guys that are looking. You need furniture to be able to kind of tell a story about the home, create a lifestyle. And when it's furniture like up to the caliber of the home itself, I think that's where there's success for everybody.
Such a brilliant idea.
It is, because that's a huge hole in the industry is furnishing these types of properties.
And they especially at the luxury and the ultra luxury end, we have to stage, we call it staging, these primary spaces, the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom, and the living spaces, especially if it's a big open space. Like our clients, if you're not in the design world, have a hard time understanding exactly how to lay the space out. So having a professional interior designer do it, but then with high-end furniture, because a lot of the stagers that we hire, the furniture is just, it doesn't fit the spaces. We've lucked out. We found a really good one for like a smaller mid-century modern, but for these ultra luxury 10 million plus homes, there's just not a lot of good options. And then to put, then the buyers can buy it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, because what we're also doing is we're styling for editorial, which is something that I'm very familiar with. I've been doing it for 10 years, where we bring in our photographer, we shoot the space, we style it. You've got dishware, you've got throw blankets, you've got the whole 9 yards. And then we're putting together our lookbook of all the additional spaces in the house, because
So they could say, I love this and I want the rest of that. And,
Exactly.
And they just, the house is
And
sold
it's
like
done.
that, which is
it's
incredible.
done. Yeah. I mean, this is what we do.
And much faster
Yeah.
than a traditional
Yeah, it's
hiring.
essentially pre-designed. And so the spec homes that we're looking for need to be kind of aligned with our aesthetic, with our vendors' aesthetic. But everyone's been super excited to participate in it and is like, oh yeah, let's do it. Let's
And this
try it
is
out.
up and running, so people
It
can
is.
come to you with potential projects right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely.
All right, we're going to keep that in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, thank you for sharing. All right, so some rapid fire.
Uh-oh, I'm
You ready?
nervous.
Okay. Favorite travel destination?
Ooh, Turkey. Love Turkey. Yes. Istanbul's amazing. It's like no city you've ever been to because it's east meets west, right? You've got like one side that's super cosmopolitan and you've got one side that's like ancient with mosques. It's crazy. But my husband and I actually honeymooned in Bodrum and there was an imam there and it was incredible.
It's like
Have
you
you
can
been to
never stay
Amagiri?
anywhere else.
I actually haven't.
No?
I've just been to the imam in Turkey.
All right. Well, at least you've been to one. I haven't.
Yes, I haven't either, but the photos, I don't know how you go to any
How
other
did you
hotel.
stay there? Like how many nights?
That's a good question. I think we did 3.
Yeah.
And it was like, we got like the most basic thing you could get there, which was like a whole house with a pool. It was the best thing ever.
Wow.
We like did not want to leave.
Yeah.
Well, what's your favorite texture to bring into a luxury home?
Oh, are we talking soft finishes or hard finishes?
Give us one of both,
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Plaster, like everybody else.
which is coming back in style.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it's
Right now.
it's here. Everyone's all about it. But I think it's like people are catching on that Venetian was maybe a little busy, but when you get to a lime plaster, it's just so soft and like comfortable. So it's kind of like the white wall 2.0. It's a softer version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plaster and on softer finishes?
Gosh, everything. But I would say like a heavy patina leather, like a really vintage leather is
There you go.
amazing because it just tells such a story. Yeah.
All right. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Neither.
Neither?
I love to sleep.
I always joke with my husband's like, you're neither either.
No.
10 a.m. to 6 p.m., great hours
Prime
for me.
time. Yep.
Totally prime
I'm a
time.
day person. That's how I answer that question.
Yes. What's the best advice you've ever been given?
Gosh, so much, honestly. I would say trust, just as a word in general, is such a great reminder. Like trust yourself, trust your timing, trust that it'll work out. You know, it'll figure itself out. And then always try to be the smartest, least talented person in the room. Because if you're surrounding yourself by people that are more talented and smarter than you, you're going to learn a lot and probably go a lot further.
It's such good advice.
It is.
Such good advice. That is so true too. If you weren't an interior designer, what do you think you'd be?
I would be a naturopathic doctor. I love like holistic health. I'm super interested in that field. I think if I went back to school, I would go do that. And then I'd probably do something kind of kooky on the side, like, you know, energy work or something fun like that.
I love that, like Reiki,
Yeah.
something like that.
Have you done it? It's amazing.
No, I haven't, but I've done craniosacral therapy, which I feel is kind of similar.
Great. I love it.
Yeah. And I bet you enjoy creating these wellness spaces that are so popular right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's all connected, right? Like your interior environment and like where you feel safe and where you rest is so important to you. And so it's like, it's important to your health. And so that's why I feel so passionate about what I do. I'm not just like picking pillows. I'm like trying to design toward a lifestyle.
Yeah. That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah, we are going to share all of your contact information in our show notes, but if you wouldn't mind letting our listeners know where they can find you and then also the Lobo website.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find me on Instagram, and that's Wolfe Studios, WOLFE and _ at the end. And then you can just go to loboshowroom.com. And don't judge, we're brand new. So it's a little rudimentary in information, but yeah, we're excited about it.
Oh, we will check it out.